Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to more BTS America's action, of course, powered by Squarespace, along with AlphaDraftG2A.com, and, of course, Face It Pro League. We are here in semi-final action. We just witnessed in game number 1, Root Gaming coming out on top, and this is the Root Gaming who are coming in as the underdogs. Archon, the team, of course, making it into the wild card for TI5, have about a 70% odds favorite, but Root Gaming look pretty damn good. And to come join me by my side once again for game number 2 action, Maut, my friend, we called out for Root to be able to execute appropriately, and they certainly did. That execution is a bit scary, man. They have a lot of team synergy.
No, they look really good. They have stepped up their game in terms of their individual skill throughout their entire roster. TC has always been an amazing player, but Monkey's Forever in that last game played great. Fawn has been a great addition to this team, and just their synergy, as you mentioned, has just been so good. Finding team fights, getting objectives done, having a clear-cut plan with the draft that they get, and going from there. On the other side, Archon, they looked a bit shaken up. It looked like Ush didn't really know what he wanted to get done on the Shadow Fiend. He wanted to fight early. The rest of his team said, we're not ready yet. You can run in, but we're not there. And I think also a big issue for Archon was going for a Bane pick, which I don't think was really warranted. And this does actually get me so excited for the future of the American scene with some of the great teams we've been seeing here in this tournament. I'm very excited to see what we have for the next majors coming through, you know, in November or something. Very excited to see what happens.
Now, I'm also excited, believe me. First pickup here for Root, going to be the Winter Wyvern. Was banned out in first phase in the previous game. Good hero. Oh, fantastic hero. But Archon, don't ban out Wyvern. They instead ban out the Dazzle. Maybe they were kind of hoping they'd be able to sneak it out here. Or maybe for this +1, could be a Shadow Fiend again. They are on Radiant side. This time they have an Earthshaker, which might be something a bit more comfortable than what the Bane was in the previous game, if they decide to go down that road again. Or they could be just still kind of holding out for a prime pickup themselves. We'll have to see. A PL is also something we could see very well again. Something Archon might look to snag for themselves. Because Root Gaming, maybe not the best option to go against, already an Earthshaker grab on the side of Archon. But then again, with the Wyvern pickup, could also be difficult for PL. That Splinter's Blast and even those illusions work very nicely with the Curse, and it could be a bit of a problem. So we might just not see a PL overall. Instead, Archon, they're going to grab up the Storm Spirit as their second option.
And which, I mean, it's still tough because Storm Spirit can still get Winter's Curse. I mean, any sort of lockdown against the Storm Spirit is the bane of his existence. I mean, BKB's not going to save him this time around, so it's going to be kind of interesting to see how they do deal with the Winter's Curse. As you mentioned, the PL is probably not going to be picked up. It's pretty funny. This hero is so good. This Winter Wyvern is so good. I played the game last night with shoutouts to Ortiz, Electric, those guys, and one of my real-life friends who has played like 5 Dota games in his life, he played Winter Wyvern. I said, hey, listen, hit your Q button, attack people, hit your W button on people, and then hit your R button if you see a big group of people around. He destroyed that game. Winter Wyvern, clearly good hero. There was a PL in that game, and very good counter. I can speak from personal experience. Winter Wyvern actually kind of decimates that hero later on down the road. Yeah. But it's definitely still a good pickup. I mean, and it will always be a good pickup until they maybe nerf him, maybe they change him. I love this hero, to be honest.
Now, they ban out on the side of Team Archon the Silencer here, you know, in fear that it's something Root Gaming could reach for again. Clearly, Fluff knows what he's doing on the hero, and any opportunity to get some sort of greedy farm, he will go for. But they banned it outright. Doesn't remove all options out there. We could still see something like a Disruptor come up, which could be very nice against your Storm Spirit and something Root Gaming have played. Also, they're a team that's not afraid to pull out that support Nagamon from time to time. Another Fluff special. Chen also can't always just kind of ban him outright. There's a lot of options. Visage, yes. But the PL ban is going to be coming on the side of Root. So good heads up ban. Maybe not all the faith that Wyvern could be just enough to deal with the PL. But considering that Archon already hold the Earthshaker themselves, and, you know, something that Ush does like to play, it's better to be safe than sorry. They banned it out in Phase 2.
Ban Anti-Mage if you're Root Gaming, or pick it, because AM against Storm Spirit's very good.
Yes.
I would do either of those. They do have first pick out of this ban, so it's definitely an option for them. AM is a hero that we're going to see a lot of, I think, at TI. He's coming back in a real strong way.
5 seconds
especially with a really good defensive trial lane. He's actually just very good in lane still. I think he does a lot of damage early on. You get treads. And I think the biggest change is that a lot of people like to go for those early treads and then pick up the Battle Fury afterwards, so you have a bit more survivability. They will ban out the Bloodseeker, which is definitely good. And they could pick up Anti-Mage here, or even the next pick if they don't think Archon's going to go for it. They're going to pick up the Naga Siren, though, as you alluded to. This is something that Fluff loves to play, the Naga Siren support. Could also be played to the one position we saw UR do it yesterday on Summer's Rift Squad. But it's more than likely that support Naga Siren that we're so accustomed to seeing. There isn't that Tusk, that good old 1-2 punch of the Naga Siren Tusk aggressive dual lane. Yeah. But Naga's still very good in the support position without that Tusk to help him out.
Can't help but feel like this might be a race for the AM, but not picking it up too early. Pick it up too early, you risk too many possible counters coming out to deal with it.
Yes.
But you also don't want to risk handing it over. Or maybe you do. You think one step ahead. They're going to go for a gyrocopter grab here on the side of Team Archon. Not really any flags that kind of raise it, except that, you know, you can easily rid of the Naga illusions. If it does happen to be a core Naga, you have the flat cannon certainly to help with that. And the AM, that means AM is going to get snagged up here from Root. I hope that wasn't
good of a pickup, man.
I hope that wasn't a mistake there from Archon to kind of hand it over, and not banning it out in that, you know, second phase instead of the Lina. We'll have to see.
I'm just really surprised that Ush doesn't go for that hero. I think he's probably the most comfortable on Anti-Mage out of any hero in the game in terms of a carry position. He goes for the Gyrocopter instead, which is fine. Provides a lot of early team fight. They could maybe even go for like some sort of aggro dual lane or aggro trial lane, which we see a lot of from teams like Cloud9. That's something they love to run. But yeah, I mean, it's just this Anti-Mage pickup. If you're going to pick it up either on the side of the Storm Spirit, works out really well, or against the Storm Spirit for obviously Mana Void destroying his entire lifestyle of the Storm Spirit. It's very tough to deal with as well. Storm is maybe going to have to go for an Orchid now, just so he could stop the Anti-Mage from being able to, you know, just blink around the map and get whatever he wants. They're going to have to rotate the Gyrocopter up early on. They do go for the Scarith Mage, so they have some form of silence. I think they need to put a lot of pressure on this AM early, which does lead me to believe that they might go for some aggro dual lane. We'll have to wait and see if Archon wants to go for that. I was
thinking that same exact thing, Maut. And, you know, if they decide not to obviously keep Earthshaker around the mid lane, they could always run it as a duel, but if they go aggressive against this AM, it could be very nice. Gyrocopter shouldn't have too much trouble going heads up against a Clockwork. Clockwork will be able to obviously get some easy XP in CS, but it might be worth it more to them to punish this AM in lane. And I'm curious. I mean, Undying is still out there as a possible off-lane option. Spirit Breaker was just banned out, but I'm curious to see, and it could depend on this pickup. The one I imagine being for MSS here in his off-lane get-up.
They can still do Earthshaker off-lane. That's something. It's not something I see him do too often, but that's definitely a possibility.
Bristle maybe as well.
I don't think Nyx was a great pickup last game, but that might have just been, you know, the lane that he was in.
Yeah, they felt it was good against the Lesh.
Yeah,
but we didn't really get to see that utilized.
Yeah, there's no real reason for the Nyx here. Mana Burn's not that effective, and he's just not going to be that great in lane. So there's like Centaur, Clockwork is on the other side for Root Gaming. Tide is never picked up ever in competitive Dota
if they
anymore.
do Earthshaker off lane, the second support could be like a Rubik. Rubik works really well here.
Yeah.
Stealing Song, stealing Blink, very good against Clockwork, a 4-staff candidate, very good against Wyvern.
I'm fine with that.
But I don't know if that's the case or not, if it's an MSS offlane Earthshaker.
Darkseer, I guess, is still available, and that's pretty good against AM. Other than that, it's not. I mean, because he doesn't have any lockdown, and that's the biggest issue. And obviously, Anti-Mage with Spell Shield, so maybe not Darkseer. It's tough, man, because there's been so many interesting pickups. I know that Root ran a off-lane Sven with Moo, and their last pickup is going to be the Razor, which is going to be their mid-lane hero, and that's going to be against the Storm Spirit. That's actually a really good matchup early on for Root Gaming. Razor against the Storm is just going to destroy this matchup with no real issues until he hits about level 6, and even then, like, this Razor should have a great time.
Yeah, back in the SNA days, and in that given patch, TC played a buttload of Razor.
Oh yeah, I mean, back into TI3 even. You go to, the... I don't know if he was playing it during that epic game with, of course, LGD. I can't remember. I think he was. I'm almost positive he was playing that hero because he got an early mech off to save his life and keep them in the game. But this was something that it was known as TC's hero. Like, Razor was pioneered, I'd almost say, by TC back at TI3, and maybe even before that, too. So it's definitely a solid pickup. Root Gaming. They'll have a pretty good mid matchup here for Archon, support or offlane. That's really, I think, what they're deciding at this point. There are options available to them. There are a lot of offlaners, just a lot of them we don't usually see anymore.
Yeah.
In Dota, like Tidehunter has just been taken completely out of the meta.
Yeah, and it does restrict your. If they were even considering, let's say, something like a Bristleback, that's not going to do too well against something like a Razor. They need maybe find a way to get something with a bit more mobility or a bit more options to kite. Maybe can't counter push. It's going to be interesting. It's clear that Root Gaming want to be able to kind of draw the attention away from this AM, similar to last game, allow him to just do his thing, PvE his way into a late game powerhouse. So if they're going to go ahead and be ready to take these kind of four-man skirmishes that Root are looking to dish out, they better kind of bring their A game here.
Valve just they destroyed. IceFrog destroyed a lot of these offlaners. I'm looking at my Dota 2 mousepad, and I'm like looking at Tidehunter, and I'm like looking at Batrider, and I'm just like, what happened to you? I'm like looking at Faces Void. I'm looking at like Morphling kind of, and I'm just like, Jesus, you guys are freaking dead, man. Yeah. Rest in peace. They go for the Darkseer. It's kind of a double-edged sword. Vacuum Wall is pretty good against the anti-mage, but he does have a lot of spell resistance. That magic resistance is pretty fantastic for the AM. So.
I wonder if they'll put Darkseer solo safe lane against.
It's a possibility for sure.
I mean, whether he's stuck in a lane against AM or Clockwork, that Iron Shell.
It's a better matchup for Darkseer. It's kind of even, I think, Clockwork versus Darkseer, but I think Darkseer should have the edge if he plays it right.
Whenever I see teams wait this long to get their assigned positions, it feels like they're already plotting something out right from the start. We could see a quick five-man move, a quick smoke. They're drawing it out in the map.
Who are we kidding, man? This is Archon. They're just like using the bathroom. They're laughing. They're having a good time.
Well.
We know them.
Guys, I need an energy beverage, my favorite one, whatever it may be.
Gotta have my protein bar.
All right, well, here we go. In the game and underway. Quick to buy, quick to run out from both sides here. We'll have to see where the action is going to break out right at the gun start here, but let's quickly lead off introductions here. I'll lead out Radiant's side. Again, it's going to be Team Archon on Radiant's side. Root, with their second game, opted for Dire. And now we will see Fog. He's going to be playing your Skywrath Mage just behind the Swole One himself, Korok. He's going to be playing your Storm Spirit. Ush is going to be playing your Gyrocopter. Chad is going to be playing your Earthshaker. And last but not least, MSS is going to be playing a Darkseer. And he is going into the offlane. Now he's looking to run and get this ward down, but trouble will be there.
Yeah. Might be tough.
He might do it from the low ground here, actually. Let's
see.
This
could be good. He might put it... Oh, but that's going to block the camp. They're going to know that's going to block the camp. And that actually kind of hurts him.
They saw
but then
him.
Getting to Darkseer. Yeah, they know that it's... Yeah, they're going to Sentry this. It's just out of range. Fun. He might have to drop another Sentry. That is a block camp, so they don't have that secondary pull. It's easier to stack, obviously, on that small camp, by the way. And the thing is, again, this does actually kind of hurt MSS a little bit because you don't have that pull camp to use. And you're going to be pushing in the wave a lot because of Iron Shell. So it's kind of an interesting play that he goes for. But we'll see if it pays off.
He got the ward down real quick. It gives him some intel as far as supports in the area, looking to possibly rotate in and bug him. But not the best vision to really see just directly on the side of the lane. But it's
a Korok Storm Spirit. You and I were spending a lot of time with Korok at the last TI, and one thing he was talking about, and this might have been at ESL New York that Greg and I were talking with him, and he's just like, listen, if my team can give me enough space and I can get that early Orchid, I can take a game over with this hero. He's very confident with this hero as long as he gets the space to do so. Okay. I won't talk about Archon because we have to get into the introductions for Root Gaming. One quick point, no technological snafus on our end.
Don't say that
surefire
now.
Sign. I'm knocking on wood. Surefire sign that's going to be a good cast. On the side of Root, in the middle lane, TC playing the Razor, his tried and true hero since TI3. Top rune spot, Fluff will be playing the Naga Siren. You're going to have fun. Winter Wyvern already using the Arctic Burn on MSS, taking a lot of damage here. Monkey's Forever will be playing the Anti-Mage in that top lane as well. And that'll leave Moo depositing some creeps down bottom of the Clockwork. And I feel like we've seen him on this hero before.
Sticking with it. He's warmed up and ready to play, man. He got the win game 1-0. Why not revisit? Go here in game number 2. Gyro should be able to get what he pleases, though. Ush, one of the best in the game at being able to kind of carry and take advantage of good farm. It was in their last series, that very close one against Not Today. His PL performance in game number 3, was it? I mean, it became the second best PL performance based on GPM and overall farm.
God, there is so much history between these two rosters now I think about it. 2 former Team Liquid members going toe-to-toe in TC and KotLGuy.
Yep.
Dignitas fogged on the Archon squad. MSS playing for Mouse Force at TI4. There's just so much when you think about it.
It doesn't even stop there. I mean, whoever is going to be moving forward to face champions of Summer's Rift, there's a lot of history between those teams. You got Mike, you got Demon. Like, all of these players are used to going against each other. MSS in trouble. Already used Surge. Gets caught with a beautiful ensnare from Fluff. Now they move on in. They got the Arctic Burn, and more than enough to finish him off. And it's going to be Monkeys Forever, who does get the right-click finish. Could not have gone better for Root Gaming to secure first blood.
Yeah, that's huge. He doesn't have the most CS, surprisingly enough, sitting at 6 last hits. I guess he's around where Ush is sitting at 7, but that's huge. The first blood going the way of the Anti-Mage, that's going to provide him, interestingly enough, a Ring of Regen, which is not something you see every day on an Anti-Mage. Usually you get Treads, Boots of Speed, into a Ring of Health, into like a Quelling Blade, 4-man Shield, maybe something along those lines. Maybe just a casual Ring of Regen, doesn't want to buy that Ring of Health just yet.
Yeah. Saving it for maybe a Vlad's later on.
Yeah, I think probably that'll be the case, but...
Yeah, early bits of regen here. Maybe just looking to counterbat the annoying Ion Shell. Every time he goes in for a CS, he eats a lot of ticks, especially if there's 2 out like there is now. And SS, again, could be in potential trouble. Look at a Surge. Can Fluff get the long ball and snare? Woo! From downtown! It will connect from the fluffy one. Is it going to be enough to finish him off? No, it's not.
Back away.
Right clicks come through, but not quite enough damage to finish off the pointy one. And he will make it away with his life, but now down to his last tango.
This lane is terrifying for Moat the Storm Stout. Like, what's he supposed to do in this situation? He's trying to walk up and leech some sort of experience and farm. Luckily, he's a Darkseer. He can head to the jungle and sack this top lane. Obviously, it's not what you want to do, but he might have to. They're being very diligent about how they're using the supports. They're not roaming mid, which is something that's kind of interesting. You get Boots of Speed on the Winter Wyvern, and then all of a sudden, mid lane becomes kind of an issue for KotLGuy. KotLGuy has gotten a lot of room to work with. He's actually top in net worth, tied with TC. As good as I thought this matchup would be for TC, he's not dominating as much. Now he's starting to throw up the static link. KotLGuy's doing a really good job, though, using his overloads anytime TC comes in with a static link proc.
And feels like it's in a good position here, specifically for Root top lane. They can keep MSS at bay. Now, MSS can always fall back for some jungle work. I know there are stacks being built up from Chad here for KotLGuy specifically. But, you know, there's always that option there. But MSS looking to charge back to that top lane. Making the call out for KotLGuy to get his room. He's well underway here. No pressure coming in to stop him before he does get to his level 6. Just hitting his level 5 right now. Looks like Fog is going to be able to scout out a bounty rune for bottom here if he wants to grab it himself. And Fog as well, man. He's getting some good support work in. Silence is going to be a big thing. I'm curious to see of the 3 what he's going to put the most value in. If it's more nuke potential and go for his Q, or just secure that Ancient Seal and boost it up a bit for the inevitable ganks on this AM.
Yeah, it's I think you really just have to go for the nuke and hope that your 3-second silence is going to be enough. But they're going to try to go on Moo. Ancient Seal's going to fly through. They want to get this Rocket Barrage. It's just not there in time. Ush is just not fast enough. Mass TP rotations coming through, but they won't be able to get anything done with it. And MSS breathes a heavy sigh of relief. He says, thank God I can finally get some experience and farm top lane. Dear Lord.
So he'll take advantage of knowing those supports are not near. Those supports on the other side. Gonna be hanging around the lane. I don't know if they have to commit both of them, but maybe they're looking to add pressure now on the bottom side. KotLGuy continues to farm up, poking at TC a bit. Still has his share tangos, so it just kind of shows that he really hasn't been harassed too much in this laning phase, building with all that regen, while TC has just kind of got his bottle only. Lots of stick charges, though, saved up. Could be a very deceptive turnaround, and it looks like possibly could be in tandem with Fun here if they get what they want. No connection of the Splinter Blast, though, and it looks like pullback.
MSS is feeling real good about himself right now. The classic creep cut from the Darkseer gets a full wave of experience and last hits. Won't miss a single one. That'll provide him his boots pretty soon.
Ooh, Mango eating bottom lane. They're looking to go for Moo. They leading Professor shot onto Fluff, who gets silenced up. That leaves Moo behind, who eats a full Rocket Barrage. Oh, not going to be enough to finish him off. Ush really thinks about going in. They're both so low, but they can't do it. Ooh.
Been a game of inches to steal a praise, and It goes one way or another, and suddenly things are a bit different. No block from Chad. Chad's dead. Chad is 100% dead.
Yeah.
He's just out of position. He tried to go for the rune. That's unfortunate, but it's to be expected as a support. The 5 position Earthshaker. TC will grab the bouncy rune. He'll use it up immediately.
Look at KotLGuy. Has the Spirit waiting at the high ground here. Pops the second one. Looking to go for TC. Moves in. The wand is going to be used. Does he have enough? He's bottling up. He keeps pushing forward. One more hit. Got it right there. KotLGuy, man. He sweats so hard for that one, but he gets it, and he has enough mana to TP away.
See you, KotLGuy. I see you. This is what I was talking about. He feels good on this hero, and it's been so long since I've seen him play it, but this could do some work here. We'll see how things do transpire. And this is actually what we saw last game, is Ush got caught out by the Leshrac of TC in that first game. It's going the opposite side now, and you give up farm that you don't need to give up to KotLGuy. Now he's got Tread, he's got his bottle. Will he build toward Bloodstone, or will he build towards that Orc? It remains to be seen. Moose scouting out bottom, level 6, he's got a hook shot at the ready. They have an aggressive dual lane roaming now with the Nagasaki, who's only level 2, by the way.
Yeah.
Fun will pick up a regen rune heading back towards top, and MSS is now sitting at level 5, so a far cry from where he was earlier. He's gotten some experience and some gold going his way now.
Now, I don't know if it was pointed out, but during that KotLGuy pickoff, MSS was brought down. And of all people, Monkey's Forever did pick it off. It happened simultaneously, so don't have to blame anyone for that. They move in. Arctic Bird slow, but immediate surge. MSS is out of there. Only eats brief damage. Monkey's Forever, though.
Bottom lane.
Double ring. Goes regen, but bottom. Yeah, the back end, they catch out Fluff. They get the quick pullback, quick jump, and he goes down. Fluff, as you already pointed, he's very low. Level 3, very flimsy as a Naga right now. No song to save him. And maybe because of that rotation, they have been working as a tri-lane pretty much up to this point, so he was not getting a big share of XP.
And this is completely different than what we saw in the first game, where you have a Phantom Lancer who takes over the jungle at around this time, and then Fluff just gets farmed in that top lane. That's not the case this time around. Eventually, the AM will transition to the jungle, but it's going to be a little bit later. They won't snare MSS. They'll try to take away. Mana Void is available. They're going to use it, and that's going to be an easy kill. So you have to make those type of plays as MSS. Yeah, he gets caught out, but no big deal. No harm done.
Big 4-man commitment.
Yeah, that's even the better thing, too.
They did have this ward up here to scout out the vision of maybe seeing TC rotate towards the top, or maybe TC went up and around staying in the dark, not taking the obvious path if it is. Credit to him for that one. MSS just kind of overextends scouting out and does end up going down. Your kill score going to be 3 to 4. Early look at your network graph, only in slight inches for Archon as it stands right now. Your lead CS is going to be your AM at 50 and 7, with KotLGuy just behind 47 and 3 as he looks to kind of finish out his first Oblivion staff. Now level 8. Now looking to make a jump commitment. Fun is nearby to help TC just in case something does break out.
Forever now with Treads on a Perseverance is getting ever so close to the inevitable Battle Fury, and then, as you mentioned, he has that Ring of Regen, which can only be for Vlad's later on down the road, I'd imagine. And with that, it's going to take him a little bit longer to get involved in these fights, but his split pushing presence, his ability to farm is going to be exponentially increased. The Monkey's Forever is not being dealt with, and it looks like that will continue to be the case here for Archon. They're going to focus more on getting KotLGuy farmed. They're going to focus on Ush getting farmed. That'll be the main story.
He wanted to engage TC in the mid lane, but Fun was still there. It did force out the early Arctic Burn, and at level 1 it has a very long cooldown, but doesn't mind it that way. He'll be able to get up a stack here as he floats around this mid lane, just patrolling for now. Looks like TC's going to step back to already a premeditated stack that's been built up for him, and he'll work his way through that. That means that Fluff gets some time in the mid lane to get that XP together. Really needs to get up to level 6, man. That song could be beautiful for setting something up, whether it's a huge Winter's Curse or a beautiful cog setup, or whether it's just a break away from a fight. Could be game-changing.
Fluff is just so far away from that level 6. And I think he's getting some mid experience now. Fun is kind of leeching it at the same time, but it looks like Razor TC does have some stacks in the jungle. He's got a plasma field. He isn't as good of a stack taker as hold that thought. MSS and Monkey's Forever going toe to toe. Okay, nothing happening there. But yeah, he's not. TC's not as good of a stack taker as someone like the Storm Spirit KotLGuy is. KotLGuy can clear creep waves, assuming he has the mana. Creep camps rather pretty quickly.
Now, on the side of Archon, their supports are getting the levels they want. I mean, Fog is already level 6, almost halfway to level 7, And Chad is looking to lead some action here top lane, possibly to get to his level 6 and his Echo, but we'll see if Fog looks to go to work and set up a first Mystic Flare. Smokes were picked up, still in hand here for Chad, 2 of them. Pops 1 of them now. Him and KotLGuy, they're looking to engage top lane. They want to get the prime target here, and Monkey's Forever on his AM, who's already at about half-life Maut. This could be a very easy pick before even a TP rotation could come in if he stays here much longer. He shows himself he's dead. He's dead.
Oh, he's done. Beautifully timed. That's a huge pickup for Archon. I don't think I need to overstate how important that is. Off the map for 32 seconds.
Yeah.
They can even maybe pressure this tier 1 tower. If they take the tier 1 tower down, it's even better. I think they might try to push in and at least do some tower damage here.
Yeah, not playing careful enough. KotLGuy's been missing off the map for quite a while. Same for Chad. And when he doesn't return to mid lane, maybe it's better to play a bit more passive. But we're looking to go on Ush here. They get the ensnare, but he's a bit too far for TC and Fun to follow up. If he got in range, maybe for a good Arctic burn, it could have slowed him down, but not going to be happening. So Ush instead will just pop down his own call down, continue to kind of farm up and catch up with some of the big boys here. He's still 4th in net worth as it is right now. Looks like he's going to go for a Helm with a Dominator build up, and he's going to start working with his own jungle farm.
Yeah, Ush is still a little bit behind. Oh, well, in trouble. Good cold embrace, but KotLGuy has got a lot of magic damage from that overload. KotLGuy, though, out of mana here. There's the wall. Vacuum doesn't go. Mana Void. KotLGuy still in trouble. Splits and blast. That'll secure the kill. Now Monkey's Forever looking for another target on MSS. And it looks like he will be able to make it away. The blink will come through. Monkey's Forever. Not enough mana for Surge. He can Soul Ring. They won't chase any further. The Illusion almost chased down Fluff. He does survive. KotLGuy getting a bit too aggressive there. The Clockwork snipes
what a
MSS.
Snipe from
wow.
Rue. This is from bottom lane.
No scope.
Didn't even expect that one coming, but he got it, man. Credit to him. A 3-pointer from the bottom lane. Shoots another as they engage onto Ush now. TC moves in. Lots of damage being sapped right here. Ush is going to be able to not make it away as Moo falls up. He is playing on point right now. Gets a good hook shot. Could lose his life in exchange. KotLGuy does come in and finishes him off. TC is already going to be out of there. But it's 2-man taken down from across the map. Well played from Moo.
Root kind of staying in this game despite having, you know, their supports not really doing anything. Fluff's already suddenly level 6. The Winter's Curse is going to be there very soon for Fun. The off lane, Moo had a pretty good time already building up towards that really great blade mail. Top lane, Chad's just trying to reach experience at this point, so his supporting role has been pretty diminished. He is level 6 now, so he does have his Echo Slam, which is great, but it's very even. When Darkseer gets this mech, maybe a couple of levels into Vacuum, we're going to see maybe some changes in these team fights. And of course, if KotLGuy can get this Orchid, he's trying his damnedest to get there. He's trying to farm it up, and he's not far off. He's like 1,000 gold or so, and he'll be able to grab it.
We'll see how easy it's going to be, though. Root Gaming not looking to overextend too much. Did cut out earlier Monkey's Forever in the top lane, but since then, a bit more reserved. And now they have these level 6s ready to go. Makes things a lot easier. Your Wyver's Winter's Curse will be up in just a moment. Fluff already has Song at the ready. But KotLGuy, they might get that time, though. I mean, same for Archon. They need to farm up. KotLGuy wants to finish out his Orchid. Ush needs to take time to get a little bit selfish and build up his farm. Still looking to finish out his Helm with a Dominator. And I know he's going to need a lot more time to farm. So.
Well, the good thing about Ush is that he doesn't need to be super farmed to be involved. As soon as KotLGuy and MSS get their items, Ush can start getting involved. It's pretty simple.
KotLGuy jumps bottom lane for Moo. Pull back, hook shot not going to be enough. And Chad just walks in and just dunks right on him. His already crippled body going to be shattered apart. And now Archon trailing just behind 6 to 7 as far as the kill card is. Fun goes into Arctic Burn. MSS decides to step back and away from it. All the meanwhile, KotLGuy looking to get some damage on this tier 1 tower, making the objective follow-up after that good pick.
And they do whip it. No one rotating over just yet, but the team rotations could come shortly. I mean, KotLGuy's the only one attacking this tower. Pretty easy to defend this. They're just going to walk over with Fluff. Going for that Glimmer Cape more than likely, has the casual cloak. Yep. No arcanes for Fluff, by the way. So that's kind of interesting. And then TC now has a Yasha. No mech for him, interestingly.
Yeah, he's going to be a bit starved for mana and will be Fluff. Glimmer Cape does cost like, what, 130? Song is 100. You already throw in a casual, you know, split and a Riptide, and you're out of mana. Just like that, so. getting arcane boots, but he has assistance in the arcane department, it looks like, but he'll need a bit more.
For sure, that'll be on the Fluff. Blocks him from being able to get the Invisor, and that's unfortunate. Might have to song, he's going to.
Song TP away. Right. Have we really seen Fogg able to kind of issue out a big Mystic Flare yet this game? I don't know if I've seen one yet.
I think they're waiting for a Fisher well-placed or a good pull from Korok with an Orchid. Like, it's going to be one of those big team fights. Yeah. Oh, Korok, you got to be careful, man. Oh, my God.
It's not as easy setup for your Skywrath Mage as, like, you know, the Centaur Stomp, the Clockwork setup, Faceless Void. Only working with a couple of slows, the pullback from, like, let's say your Storm Spirit.
Yeah. I mean, it's not an easy game for Mystic Flare, but there's definitely opportunities for him to get it done. Monkeys is going to chase after MSS. And let's just bring around the Rosie real quick. The great lane ward coming out from Root to spot out Shad and Fog walking up towards that top lane. Korok does finish up his Orchid Malevolence as well as the mech for MSS. This is the timing. Do not let Anti-Mage get any more farmed. He already has his Battle Fury. He's already got his headdress as well. He's going to get his Vlads. It's going to be kind of tricky, man, these next couple of minutes. If they can find a couple of kills on this Anti-Mage with the Orchid, it's going to be huge. Otherwise, he's going to get that Manta style, and suddenly the game gets even harder. So
they're looking for a setup mid lane for Root Gaming. Moo and Fluff smoked up. It's going to pop right there. Korok's on the low ground. He's going to commit for the jump. Gets the pullback. There's no song, mind you, on Fluff. Moo turns it around, does hook shot in. They're going to quickly annihilate Chad with the help of TC. Korok thereafter. Monkeys jumps in, big Mana Void, and Ush goes down right after from a beautiful Winter's Curse. And they might get fogged. And they will get fogged. Oh, disaster for Team Archon. At the drop of a hat, it feels like they lose 4.
Winter's Curse comes out, and at that point, it's just trouble, man. And AM came to fight too. That's when you know it's a bad sign. AM generally doesn't want to fight this early on, but he gets involved, and I think that might be a full Vlad's flying out to Monkeys Forever. At least, yeah, it is. It's a full Vlad's now at 18 minutes. They get the tier 1 tower mid. He's going to farm top lane. Suddenly, this game gets pretty out of hand. How much gold do they get out of that? Only 1,500 in net worth. It's still updating, but that's still a sizable chunk at 18.5 minutes into the game. More importantly, the experience they gain is astronomical.
Yeah, much, much bigger. And they are in a really good spot. You looked at, like, level-starved heroes for Root, and they're quickly pushed up. Fluff has that Glimmer now complete and ready. We already mentioned the Vlads that's now done for Monkeys Forever. TC, he's got a Yasha. How nice. A bottled-up DD, Rune even. In case they want to push the objective here. Top lane probably the next up. Tier 1 still stands. Same for bottom. But with those takedowns for Archon, that puts things off a bit here. Ush does finish out his Helm of the Dominator. Really was looking at some good farm time. And got his Ogre Club, but it's still going to be a bit before he gets that BKB complete. And then it's going to be one step away from the extra damage. Look at this. They're going to make a go on the move. Gets the Blade Mill off, but it's a little too late. Some minor damage reflected back to Fog, but they get that objective down. Korok moves in once to get Fluff. Echo step up. TC's dead. Beautifully done there from Chad. Now Korok looking to move in, but a song comes out. Doesn't matter. A fissure connects from Chad once more. And Fluff is going to have to use the back end of his song to get the hell out of there. Right after a 4-man drop on the side of Team Archon, Maut. Root Gaming lose 3, and they're about to lose the Tier 1 bottom.
That's the exact team fight that Archon needed. As soon as they picked up the Clockwork, there were TP rotations coming in. They were trying to get a fight going for Root Gaming on that bottom lane, but Archon were the ones to get the jump. And finally, they get a team fight that actually is on their terms. Korok gets in, gets the Orchid off, gets a couple of picks there. The only unfortunate thing is that while that was all happening, Monkeys Forever continues to farm up. And the late game situation isn't really great right now for Archon. They have to get Korok and Ush more farms. He's getting close to that BKB, and that's going to be great. But I don't know if it's going to be enough. Korok is going to have to do some heavy lifting. MSS may be getting some other items as well. But we're still almost even in this game. There is a slight momentum advantage and just drafting advantage, I think, here for Root Gaming with this Anti-Mage. We'll see if that continues, or if Archon can make another team fight like that happen here in the next couple of moments.
We see the power of their ridiculous team fight, as they already shown in the mid lane. Bottom, not the case. It was Korok getting the upper hand. Might look to do it again. He has a haste rune. Moving on forward. Gets the connection on the move. Pull back. Gets Blade Mail off. A lot of damage being reflected here. Korok's going to have to double back. Gets saved up from the mech of MSS. Moo goes down. Now they're thinking about making a move onto Fluff here. Fogged on pursuit here. Gets off 3 big arcane bolts, but can't follow it up with anything else. They have to retreat. I don't think Fogg's going to be as lucky. He might have gone just a bit too far. It looks like he has. TC on pursuit. Same with Monkeys. Monkeys are going to easily be able to step in. KotLGuy does show up and right into trouble. Oh, no. Winter's Curse is going to be there. He does make it to the high ground. Oh, man. Monkeys so close to catching him. MSS now going to be the target here for Monkeys. They quickly scatter. That could have been disastrous for Archon. I mean, KotLGuy jumps in and right into a Winter's Curse.
KotLGuy went in a little too hard there, I think. I'm not sure what he was trying to go for there. Maybe an Ancient Seal, and then he pops the Orchid, and they just had enough damage. But there was everybody behind him on Root Gaming side, so. KotLGuy barely lives. The Splinter Blast came through. He was able to ball lightning away from the last right click of that anti-mage. That would have secured his trip to the grave. And Monkeys Forever, he's going to have his Manta, man. It's coming soon. And with that, you can forget about your Orchid. You can forget about your Ancient Seal. You're going to have to find another way to lock this guy down.
Yeah. And
it's not easy. It's really going to come down to Fissure, Blink, and Chant Echo Slam. And that's going to be really how they're going to bring him down, I think. It's going to be tough, though.
Now, Chad does have that Blink Dagger. I don't know if he had it for that fight. Maybe they went in just a bit too soon before he had the Blink at the ready.
Wow, he already has Blink? That's actually insane.
I mean, that fight bottom where he walked up, got the Echo, and helped secure the kill, taking down TC.
He must have gotten a lot of gold for that
Got a lot
fight.
from that, and then the Fissure follow-up. And you got to remember the whole lowest in net worth gets like one of the biggest profits when in the AoE of assisting.
Yeah.
Chad was near the bottom.
Radiant's top tower
he's like
is under attack.
He's 4th from bottom, at least, as far as net worth goes. And you got your Blink Dagger, just looking to get extra bits of mobility. But top lane, Rooter pushing in. Maut looks like tier 1 should be going down in just a moment. Unless they defend.
They're going to try to wrap. Chad is looking for maybe a Blink Fissure. He's actually going to get juked by TC. The Fissure will connect, but there's going to be the Orchid coming out from TC here. The pull-in as well, the Ancient Seal, and TC gets blown up rather quickly. They do get the tower, though. TC does pick it up with the last usage of his illusions.
Uh-oh. KotLGuy's in trouble. Easy Mana Void pop. He'd been waiting on the wings for that one. Knew that he expended a lot of mana for the jump in. Speaking of jump ins, moves into Chad with a good hook shot, and they're going to clean him up as well. A double kill for Monkeys. Will get silenced at this point. Ush shows up, and Ush gets frozen into a prison. Beautiful Winter's Curse once again from Fun. He's going to be forced to BKB and retreat. Not really offering a whole lot. MSS could be out of position, but does have that Blink. Will Blink and TP away. Monkeys is there. Monkeys can't stop him, though. But, good lead in from Archon. They get the pick onto TC, but they lose both KotLGuy and Chad thereafter. And both of those kills go to the AM.
I just think if you're Archon, why not back after you lose KotLGuy there? Yeah, you have a good vacuum, you have a good wall, but a lot of your damage, even with Ush there, is just gone. And you know that Ush shows up and there's a Winter's Curse still available. He's going to get Winter's Curse. He has BKB, so it doesn't even matter, really. Like, I mean, Ush is just not providing the damage. He's getting locked down. KotLGuy is... It's not all on him, but a big chunk of this game is going to require him to perform some miracles with the Storm Spirit, I feel. And that's not even to say they're that far behind. You look at the net worth chart, net worth graph.
Monkeys is just in a league of his own, though, is what's the problem.
That's true.
You look at him, he is over 5K of net worth than the next best, which is Ush. And Ush is known for his serious farm. Monkeys has been gifted so much farm and so many kills, Maut. He's 8-1-3. He's been involved in 11 of the 14 kills. As an AM?
It begs the question, it begs the question, why go for the Gyrocopter in the first place on Ush when you know that Ush is a serious farmer in his own right on the Anti-Mage? Maybe that would have been a better choice. I know they wanted to fight earlier with the Storm Spirit, with the mech coming out from MSS on the Darkseer, and then you have the Call Down, you have the Rocket Barrage and early BKB. But Anti-Mage might have just been a better option. At least you deny it away from Root, because it's very good against the Storm Spirit, which we just saw. So...
They could have also banned it in that second phase. They opted for a ban on Talina. Now, we're not there. We're not the flies on the wall to hear exactly what goes on in these draft discussions, but you can't help but wonder. You hand over a very valuable AM pick to Root, and in particular, Monkeys Forever, who has very versed on playing the hero, and he's clearly showing it here with this exhibition play. And it's ridiculous. And you're going against the Storm Spirit. Yes, KotLGuy can definitely show he can muscle his way in and get some quick picks, but you end up being almost a burden and turn into a weapon against your own team when you just expend so much mana, and then the Monkeys Forever shows up thereafter.
Monkey's Forever, the cleanup crew. That is this anti-mage player. He's even going for a Heart of Thrust next. That's pretty frightening. And now this is the question: how do you deal with the anti-mage? It's getting to that point in the game, Dakota, where they're gonna just Echo Slam him.
Big dunk comes out from Chad. They want this Monkey's Forever dead, and they got it. It costs a lot. A wall and an Echo. Can they get Fluff as well? They can't. Nothing left in the tank to stop him from TPing away. He makes it back to base. Barely alive and being turned into Ratuda. But here comes Archon now charging possibly down this bottom lane here. It's a good pick, Maut. It's one step in the right direction, but they're gonna need more if they want to stop Monkeys from being the big dominating force in this game. And they'll need Ush to kind of match up with them.
They threw everything at him there. They threw out the vacuum wall, Echo Slam, KotLGuy dumping his entire load with, of course, the York Malevolence to pull in, but they stacked the stun so well that regardless of whether or not he had his Manta, it didn't matter. He couldn't get it off. He didn't have the time, so the stun lock was great. And Archon go for a play where they're going to try to head to Roche, and they just don't feel comfortable. Song of the Siren, easy walk and Steely Aegis. TC pops his Eye of the Storm, walks in, he takes a team fight. They start losing health real quick, and then it just goes downhill. Archon make the smart play. Sure, they get a kill, but they don't get anything out of it afterwards.
Yeah, it could be game-breaking for them. Another horrendous fight. If they lose all 5, AM shows up late to the party and cleans up a couple of kills. This game is as good as over. In a best-of-3 series where it's elimination point right now for Archon. You lose this, you're done in BTS Americas, and you go into TI feeling a bit miffed. Not being able to kind of pull out a big upset. We saw yesterday already, Complexity get upset by Champions of Summer's Rift. We could potentially see another upset here. Both TI teams from the North America qualifier could be going down in the BTS Americas Cup. But here comes Archon, Maut. They're on the move. They got to smoke. They're looking to go deep here. Will they find the opening?
They really want something. They're just trying to get anything right now. I hope they don't try to force it too hard. They clearly have a numbers advantage, and I think that they definitely can take a fight if they get the right jump. But it's really on KotLGuy at this point. It's on KotLGuy and on Chad. Will they commit for it? They're pushing with 2. They do scout out MSS and the rest of the squad with the flare, and now the jig is up. Will Archon continue? They might just give this tier 2 tower up for Root. They say, listen, that's fine. We'll glyph. No, there's a TP rotation coming in. That'll be from TC on the Razor. It looks like Root want to get involved here. TP up front. Call down's going to go. Fight's going to break out. TC static link, but not for long. Conk shot's going to fly. This is not going to break into anything. It's kind of awkward for now. MSS and Chad, like, what do we do here? MSS will surge. There's the hook shot finally connecting. Fisher will try to save, and the mech will go. MSS will be the lone martyr here. KotLGuy, thinking about jumping in, will head towards the Roche pit instead. Song not catching on anybody.
Now Ush
does actually catch on Ush. This could be trouble, but now Fluff's alone. Meanwhile, KotLGuy going to work on Moo. Orc and Silver not enough to grab the kill. KotLGuy has to back away out of mana clearly.
Uh-oh.
Much ado about nothing here. Monkey's Forever is chasing a couple of heroes down, but it will be him backing away with the rest of his squad. They'll head into Roche, knowing that KotLGuy is out of mana. The team of Archon missing a couple of their abilities. Will they turn and will they try to take this Roche or at least contest it? They've got Chad with the Blink Dagger. This could be trouble, Dakota.
And they feel confident. No Darkseer, no wall to worry about. Now we're going to see Grand Theft Aegis. Can KotLGuy do it? He's not there. He's back at base. He's still going regardless. Drops a call down. Ush now BKB. He's still losing that damage. TC on pursuit. Decides then to pull back. Says thanks for the gains. Here comes Moo. Chad is already into the pit, and Chad is dead. Not the right time for an engagement here. It looks like this Roche is going to be going over to Root Gaming. Oh, KotLGuy a bit too late. KotLGuy, he's going to get caught. He's dead. Oh no. Everything is just crumbling apart right now for Team Archon. Fogged almost caught out. Past the retreat. Same goes for MSS, who just got back. The timing window just wasn't there for Team Archon, and Root Gaming just pull up and ahead because of it.
You could feel them thinking about that play, and you could see the wheels turning almost. I mean, we're not even there to look at them, but like you could feel like them thinking about that specific play, and you're hoping in the back of your mind, please, don't do it. KotLGuy does it. He jumps in, gets Winter's Cursed, and that is one anticlimactic way to go out, unfortunately.
That's soul-crushing. Can you? I mean, you're sitting there as a player, and you know people are watching that, and it's got to hurt. And Going to be a true testament to a professional like KotLGuy to shake that one off and come back in this game. But Root Gaming already looking to capitalize with the advantage that has been kind of handed their way. They get their Roshan. Now they're looking to take down more. They got the tier 2 bottom lane. It's on the up and up right now for Root Gaming. Maut pushing past towards the 5K net worth advantage. But the XP, again, the big story. Over 10K of an XP advantage here. Does mean there's huge bounty out there to be gained for Team Archon, but can they get it? It's proven to be a bit too difficult.
They're not out of it yet. Archon are in a position where this anti-mage is going to start falling off pretty soon. Not as of yet. Maybe he gets a Basher or a Butterfly and he hits his peak 6 slottedness. Does have an extra slot with the Vlads as well, so get rid of that Aegis, buy a Basher probably, and then Butterfly to finish things out. And then at that point, if you could deal with the anti-mage when he's that farmed, well, hold that thought. Ooh, MSS.
Very close.
Tickled by the hook shot, but it doesn't connect. He'll mech himself up. Antivoid will go, but it's not enough damage to bring him down. Monkey's Forever can
really wants this.
Really going in deep. He still has Aegis, obviously, so they don't want to try to fight this.
They're out and away. MSS is able to slip them. And it's kind of obvious now there is vision near their ancient stack. MSS is trying to get some side farm, gets quickly ambushed. Doesn't cost him his life, but could cost them the tier 2 tower. Mike right there, they get it done. Top lane, a tier 2 is going to be taken. This one by KotLGuy and company. Him and Fog able to get it down. Fluff is waiting to cancel a TP. He's waiting to cancel a TP. He's going to cancel it. He canceled it. KotLGuy will not be able to make it back to the base. Maybe Root Gaming look to push down mid. They're going to need some help. Hush drops the call down. Monkey's eating some okay damage here, but is able to break through this tier 3. Rax is exposed. And KotLGuy has to walk.
Good Manta. Yeah, but the worst, it's not that bad. KotLGuy is like, that's fine. We lose our tier 3 tower. We do some good damage. If they had gotten the Aegis, would have been even better. KotLGuy being there would, of course, facilitated that. KotLGuy has something coming out of the Courier. It is going to be the beginnings, or rather the ending of his Bloodstone. He actually just needs the recipe, and he's very close to that. So, 33 minutes into the game, Bloodstone, Orchid, it's really just, it's tough because at one point it was just the anti-mage they had to really deal with. TC's farm wasn't that great. Now TC has gotten a couple of items under his belt. Winter's Curse is something you have to constantly be aware of. And then the Clockwork on top of that, not to mention Song. It's a lot to deal with for Archon. And Us just really, he doesn't have the most damage in the world yet. Ancient Seal, Fish is going to go through, but he's going to Manta it off. Now the range of Rax is just gone. Just blown up. Hold out.
Is thinking of coming in from behind. Sees the Courier, gets the kill. Nothing on it. And it does draw attention away from the mid lane. Root, nope. Not going to get the hook shot. KotLGuy able to sidestep, makes himself to the top lane here. Uh-oh, Monkeys. Bam! Look at the damage. Not enough to finish him off, but with pretty much nothing left in the mana pool. Eats about all of his life, leaving about a third barely. But they just go right back to work in this mid lane, Maut. This Rax is going down. MSS vacuum to wall. Echo follow-up from Chad. They're not going out that easy. Or are they? TC just BKBs, charges in, rips apart Chad. Here comes KotLGuy though from the base. Gets Winter's Curse immediately. Fun has been a thorn in the side for KotLGuy. Hush trying to man mode it here. Pops his BKB, looking to dish up some serious flak damage, but that's not going to be enough either. Can't even make it away via TP. He's going to go down. It looks like Root Gaming might be able to 2-0 Team Archon here in BTS Americas.
They're certainly going to take this Rax, and I wouldn't be surprised if Root just back up. Monkey's Forever, I'm sure, doesn't want to, but they're actually going to head bottom. Tier 3 tower, force Archon to tap out. They were just too far behind, man. Ush is just, it's not been his series. First on the Shadow Fiend, where he farmed so effectively, but didn't really do much in terms of team fighting. And then this game, where it looked like he wasn't really comfortable in the Gyrocopter. They'll buy back on him, so they'll defend their bottom Rax. Ooh, Fluff is going to cover the retreat of his squad.
Oh, not TC, though.
TC. So TC's left out to dry, unfortunately. Monkey's Forever thought about jumping back in, and it says, you're on your own. And TC will go down to the Soulburn, and, of course, the Gyrocopter flat cannon, rather Rocket Barrage, securing the kill.
Tough loss, but not as tough as the loss that Archon have already faced. They lose a lot. Big team fight. Mid lane Rax down. Bottom Rax now exposed. pressure on Archon to try to take this game back because it's just Root's game to lose at this point. I mean, you're just seeing the patient play here. It's very meticulous. Fun is just nursing this Winter's Curse for KotLGuy and KotLGuy only, it seems. Moo is looking for potential setups to kind of get things rolling on through. We know TC is kind of the bulldozer for the squad. Monkeys Forever, your true powerhouse this game. Now looking to build up a butterfly, getting near that 6 slot mark. There's not going to be a whole lot to stop him. But we'll see if Archon can do it. They're charging down this mid lane. It looks Maut just trying to at least get this tier 1 tower and some pocket change.
I mean, anything they can grab at this point, Ush needs a lot, especially with him buying back. They're holding on for dear life, much like they were last game. So, Ush will grab that tier 1. He'll get ensnared, he'll get forced away. His TP is ready to go if necessary, but he doesn't want to use it for fear of a song coming out from Fluff, which is on cooldown for 30 seconds, Winter's Curse was available. And Monkeys, in the meantime, takes down a tier 2 tower. It's just that easy, man. They struggle to take down a tier 1 for Archon, and then Monkeys walks up to the tier 2 tower, hits it a couple times, says, that's some free gold. Thanks, see you later.
Very well done. Now with that, no more outer towers standing here for Team Archon. This is where I like to say they could be corralled like sheep back into their base, restricting all of that farm. When you have KotLGuy and Ush who want to kind of get as much farm that's left out there impossible for whatever high ground defense is coming, you're going to have to be ready to go. Ush is a little far from home here. There is backup nearby. Maybe they're hoping to bait something out. A very greedy AM maybe, but that's not the chance. Could look to see Root Gaming play this extra safe. Possibly even waiting out for the Roche. Get that Aegis and then look to go and put a lid on this game. It secures their spot into the grand finals to face champions of Summer's Rift and doubles their prize money nearly. I think it goes from, right now they're guaranteed at least 1,000. I think I want to say it goes up to 2,500 for second place. It's a big boost, but here we go. Monkeys makes a committed jump. Fog's in big trouble. Gets a surge, but nope. Moo connects with the rocket, and your Skywrath Mage is not going to be able to participate in what could be the final hurrah.
Yeah, Ancient Seal, Mystic Flare. He at this point, he's just trying to provide 4-staff defensive postures for his team. That won't be available for 35 seconds. Ush pretty close to Monkeys Forever. Monkeys Forever looking. He's got that hunger in his eyes. He wants to jump on Ush. You can see it. His aggressive posture being the reason, of course, for that hunger. Moo will miss a clockwork hook shot. No problem there. He's got an Aghanim Scepter, so it's going to reset. And got it ready to go again here in just a second.
I just don't know what they're going to be able to do, Maut. The second KotLGuy goes in on anyone outside of Wyvern, could be in trouble. Now he finds an opening for Fluff, who is caught alone here, and he looks to go in.
Cape. They don't have detection.
Easy Glimmer, easy song, and now you're in trouble. They're going to look to move in. They don't have any way to stop him from jumping away, so they might change targets for Chad instead. The Wyvern not close enough to help out with the curse. Now Chad able to get an Echo off. Not going to matter. They flex their BKBs. Ush one of his own. They catch him instead with the Winter's Curse. Fog back from the dead, back to the dead. Fortunately, that's just how quick it's going to go here for him. Root Gaming, man. There's no stopping at this point. KotLGuy is going to be forced to buy back now, and Monkeys is already on his way towards Megas here. Top lane, he's just going to go ahead and start chunking down that tier 3. For everyone else, they're just trying to zone and draw attention elsewhere.
Monkeys Forever still working on the tier 3 top lane. Ush won't have buyback. He's already used it 2.5 minutes ago. Here comes TC, Static Storm, hookshot coming in from Moot. KotLGuy caught out, MSS, he'll go down. Guardian Greaves keeping Root up and fighting, and this is it, the final hurrah for Archon here in BTS Americas. And your wild card advances to TI5. Look like they might be out of this tournament here at the hands of Root Gaming. They're about to take down this last set of racks, and Root, stellar performance coming through from the North American squad.
Looking at one of the last, if not the last, Dota events before TI5, and there will be no TI5 team participating here when there once was 2. Congratulations are in order, though, for Root Gaming. They have just secured their spot in the grand finals to face up against champions of Summer's Rift. That's double upsets in the semifinals, Maut. Hats were won.
Somebody's got to be going home a lucky winner.
In a Bugatti, yeah.
Yeah, some sort of Bugatti, some sort of rare. But most importantly, as you said, congratulations to Root Gaming. They played a pretty fantastic series. There's no other way of putting it. Monkeys Forever's performance on PL and AT Mage was something to really behold. TC had a heck of a series on with Shrek and Razor. Just the entire group, I think, of Root Gaming. Really surprised the heck out of me. I knew they were good. I still think I favored Archon a little bit more going into this match. I definitely said it is going to be close in terms of 50-50, maybe 60-40. But Root do pull out the upset one way or another, and they will be moving on to play up against champions of Summer's Rift in what should be an amazing best-of-5 grand finals, Dakota.
Yeah. Again, congratulations, Archon. Congratulations to Root. Props to Archon, though. They showed a lot of their muscle power. They made their way up to the semifinal point. You know, who knows? Maybe their hearts and everything is more invested in their tournament TI play, but this could also be an eye-opener for these guys to really just kind of take a step back to the drawing board and maybe reevaluate what they're going to do. If you're losing a game today to Root Gaming, how are you going to do against the EGs, against the VG Gamings, against all these powerhouse squads that you're going to be going against? And they just have to battle their way out from the wild card at that. So hopefully look to get back into the grind. Could question a bit as far as their synergy and their chemistry on taking some of these fights. We'll have to see how they do. And, well, for grand final action, Maut, it's going to be happening tomorrow at the same time, 5 p.m. We get to see champions of Summer's Rift going against Root Gaming in one hell of a series. Looking forward to that one. It is going to be a best of 5. I am hyped up and ready. So with that, folks, we're going to conclude action for today. No more BTS America's action. So, of course, shout-outs to our sponsors. Sellout action here as we say thank you very much to Squarespace, the website development where you can easily build a website without even any sort of code knowledge. G2A.com, Face It Pro League, and, of course, Alpha Draft. They help make this whole thing possible. And, of course, thanks to you, Maut, for being my co-caster today. Show some love to Maut on his Twitter, @MautDota. You can always catch him streaming as well and doing his Metroid runs at twitch.tv/MautDota. And for myself, catch me over on my Twitter @KotLGuy. Guys, always a pleasure. Apologies on the technical flubs. I guess it just wouldn't be a BTS Americas without sort of flub here and there. And we'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. with your BTS Americas Grand Finals. We'll see you soon.